there was a danger that this was going to be super underwhelming, and I feel like a lot of people might still say that it wasn't. I mean, it's not as exciting as some of the other windows we've had where we send multiple players to AC Milan or Juventus. But I think it was salvaged by a couple of marquee moves, and so the two marquee moves, in my opinion, is going to be obviously Gio Reyna to Nottingham Forest. So that just broke. It's official. They play Sunday, I believe. So again, all eyes now on Nottingham in the whatever part of England Nottingham is in. I should know. It's appeared in some stories.
It's right in the middle, right? King Richard is there.
I don't know. I'm excited to I'm going to go back and watch Kevin Costner movies all weekend to get ready for this.
I would recommend the Disney version, honestly. But.
Of course, 100%. But yeah, this is great news, right? He got a move because it was sort of just becoming clear where he stood at Dortmund. It wasn't necessarily clear why he stood where he did. Tons of speculation. You could make various kind of cases about whether it's his soccer, whether it's his sort of off the ball soccer, whether it's his on the ball. He's just not as good as the guys who are playing ahead of him. But it's just going to be nice to not have to do that anymore, and to hopefully watch him thrive. And if not, then make more like excuses for the circumstances that he's in.
Right.
Which,
well,
there are some baked in ones ready to go if things don't go well.
Right. And certainly we've floated some of those even in the last couple of weeks. But the thing is, it's a little bit of a confusing. It's a complicated situation because there's no option to buy, right? For Nottingham. And so it's just a straight up 6-month loan. He got his contract extended with Dortmund as part of the announcement, or that was announced with the transfer. So you could read all that. I mean, I think it's totally fair to read all that as like kind of a vote of confidence in Gio. Like he just needs to get through this little period, or like, tweak a few things, and we want him. Dortmund doesn't want to get rid of him. Actually, some Nottingham fans were a little disappointed that it was a loan with no option to buy. But then I saw one Nottingham fan. But I've been, watching a lot of Nottingham Forest YouTube in the last 48 hours, and like one of them said, "Well, that makes me want him more because it shows that they actually believe in him as a player." So there's a lot of different ways to read it, and then there's of course this Jadon Sancho situation in Dortmund. They're bringing him back after a sort of checkered tenure at Manchester United, and are they gonna buy him or not? So there's like kind of multiple balls in the air for Dortmund. I think for Nottingham, they just need some quality in the attack.
Yeah,
right?
They need points. Yeah, they just need goals and they need points because they can't rely on their goalkeeping keeping the ball out of the net. So they have to score some goals.
Yeah. Why is that? What happened to Matt Turner? I don't know.
We'll get to him later. So the built-in excuse if Reyna isn't thriving, or I mean, really, it's going to be if he isn't playing. If for some reason he isn't playing very much, it's going to be it's a loan. There's no purchase option, so Forest aren't invested in. They're only invested insofar as he can help them in the immediate term stay up. And then if he's not playing, it's like, well, yeah, because they never have the ball, and Gio Reyna is a ball dominant type of player, so they're going to be better off with. You see these excuses. You see how it's going to flow.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so easy, so easy.
It's the beauty of the sport. There's so many different ways to spin everything. I'm thrilled. I mean, thrilled is probably a little strong. I'm being a little facetious, but I am really excited to see him play for Nottingham. I think my optimistic cup runneth over, as it often does in situations like this. Can't wait for him to drag them to the middle of the table and become a global superstar by May.
Yeah, and so again, that's the hope, right? That he shines and shine. I mean, as much as you can in the relegation sort of scrap, and he does well enough to totally price himself out of Nottingham Forest actually buying him permanently, even if they really appreciate what he does.
Right. So that's Gio. It's a done deal. Didn't seem like it was necessarily guaranteed earlier in the week, but it happened. And they play 9 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Central at Vitality Stadium, where Bournemouth plays. So Nottingham visiting Bournemouth. I think the game's on Peacock, right? You
Yeah, I
just
think so. And just a heads up on that as well. So they've got that game Sunday, and if that comes a little too soon for Gio to make a big play there, they have an FA Cup match midweek.
okay.
So he might. I mean, I assume that you can register him for that. I don't know exactly how the rules work, but yeah. So the hope is they got a couple of games right away. I think we should get to see Gio on the field in Nottingham for Nottingham relatively soon.
Yeah. Well, in the Forest YouTube channels I was watching, they think he's got to start the rest of the season. They're really tired of Callum Hudson-Odoi, I guess. Um, but we'll see. That's just people like us talking about the team they love.